Who's
Everybody-
ready for a podcast?
Not it.
I'm ready for a podcast. This drink looks so tasty.
Taster.
I'm ready to get this shit going.
Going.
What's wrong with y'all?
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't know that
I'm
song.
doing backup, bro.
I made it up.
Nice.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Oh shit!
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to Lights, Camera,
Cocktails.
Cocktails. Shit. We are a podcast that freestyles out of fucking nowhere. But we also talk about amazing movies and we pair them with amazing cocktails.
Cocktails.
And we got Mr. Alex Alfaro back with us this evening.
I promise I won't throw up and pass out this time.
Did you throw up last time?
Only in my mouth.
Wow.
That tequila, yo, I had my head hurting the next day.
Yeah, Alex felt real bad that he tapped out last week. But in his defense, you know, we scheduled the meds for a different time.
Yeah.
I'm still broken, y'all.
Yeah, we forget that. I can't hear myself.
I don't know
I can
why.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear me.
I don't know why.
Like I'm less than everyone else. Brr, brr, brr.
Speaking to the mic.
Speaking.
You
to
missed
the
sound
mic.
check.
I did. I was making our drinks. My mic's on, right?
Try it again.
Hello.
Hello. Is
Is
it me you're looking for?
I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, I can hear. Oh, there we go. There we go.
And welcome back.
Welcome back. We patched.
Remember the granny that turns on the headphone
hearing-
in the clumps?
Turn up your internet.
It's private. It's private.
Go to sleep, night. Okay, so
All right. There's a Christmas tree in my drink.
are you ready for the jailbreak cocktail?
Nice.
Now, I added my own little flair. You know how I'm a overachiever when it comes to my cocktails.
Not just.
So this only called for simple syrup, but I just wanted to get a little extra fancy. So I made it rosemary simple syrup.
Nice.
So you're going to do 1 ounce of rosemary simple syrup,
1 ounce of rosemary.
½ ounce of lime juice,
½ ounce.
1.5 ounces of pineapple juice,
Yes.
and 1.5 ounces of rum. And we're using white Bacardi rum.
Okay, I know this is going to taste good.
And then you're going to top it with soda water. club
Soda water.
Whatever.
And garnish.
Garnish with rosemary. So you're going to shake it all up, top it with the club soda, and that's the jailbreak. You guys
Cheers to
ready?
that shit.
Cheers.
Cheers to that shit.
And Smashley is in the building. She's hiding behind the wall.
Brr, brr, brr.
Mmm.
Let's taste.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's got that froth on the top.
That's what I know, right?
And it smells like,
Like Christmas.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, there literally is like a Christmas tree stem at the top of our drinks.
This is really good.
Yeah, this is hitting multiple senses.
I like that.
And
like
I
that a
really
lot.
like the rosemary simple syrup. I think that's a little.
This is one of those deceptive drinks that you get in the club and the girls drink like 4 in 30 minutes and then they're like, ooh, party time.
I can drink. It's fine. 30 minutes later, go get Gabby.
or the random dude who's like locked up in the toilet and he's crying over the breakers again. It's like, hey Maury, get out of the bathroom, bro. You've been there for 30 minutes.
I'm talking to Ralph, man.
We have had some sippers that we be drinking and not be realizing that.
I can sit by a fire with this guy.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's very refreshing.
Alex, do me a favor, bring your mic closer to you.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
And point it at you. These are well, not the filter, but the actual mic.
There you go. Can
So-
you guys hear me?
Well, angle it to you.
How's that?
There we go.
How's this?
These
Yeah,
are-
that's good. All right.
These are cardioid mics, so they pick up what's in front of them.
Very cool.
So, are you guys ready for a little bit of history?
History. We get some history today. Nothing healthy about this one.
No,
Damn, I'm lying.
no, it's not history. It's just history.
All right.
So we're going to do the history on simple syrup.
Okay.
Something that we have put in
Many a drink.
many
Yeah.
of drinks on this show. But what is it? So simple syrup is called simple syrup because of its basic ass ingredients. 1 part sugar, 1 part water.
My mind went elsewhere.
You're basic. Is that where you're going?
Kind of.
Wait, were you thinking of Ben still?
I was thinking of it being invented by some basic ass motherfucker.
Basic ass mother bitch who came up with this amazing thing that is just...
It just tripped and fell into
Right.
it.
He's like, one day he had nothing to drink, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna mix some water and
Hey,
some
you can make
sugar."
some good shit with nothing to drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially with this. So you got sugar and water, and you're going to put it in a pan or a saucer pan, and you're going to boil it until the water is, or the sugar is diluted and it breaks down. So it's really easy, and it is used because it's easier than dissolving sugar in your glass, in your cocktail.
Gotcha.
So it goes way back. And not only in drinks does it go back to like making lemonade, making it with this helps and make it sweeter, and you don't have the, the sugar in it. You don't have to stir it for fucking forever. And it's also used for baking, because I know back in the day that their ovens, and they didn't have, their ovens weren't the greatest, and they didn't have mixers like we fucking have today. They had to do it with fucking elbow grease.
I'm picturing Danny Glover. It's not warm enough.
Yeah. So this...
How you work this stove?
He's like, oh. And I love she just pulls up the seat.
Whoopi's like on the rocking chair.
He's like, where is
he
it?
pulls out that gasoline.
She's over there.
She's
She's
out.
Gone. Love it. Okay, so this also was good for baking, and people will use it for baking and icing and stuff like that.
I love the smell of this.
It
As I drink
smells
it,
really
like,
good. It really does.
The branch is like right next to my nose.
So, simple syrup has come so far of being in tons of drinks. Some that, we've drank on the show, like mojito. But it's also in drinks like daiquiris and Mai Tais and cable car and the gimlet. All these like fancy drinks. One day we will.
I just love that you're rattling them off.
Do you know these drinks? At least some
No, I mean some of them.
People do know these songs.
I do know the daiquiri. Yes.
The daiquiri and a Mai Tai.
The daiquiri knows me.
The cable car.
I don't know that one.
And the gimlet I've heard of, and I've never tried, but I know that we will one day. So not only do you have simple syrup, just sugar and water, but you can get fancy with it like I have.
With purple.
And you can add... We hadn't made a purple one before. We made blueberries.
That's how Kool-Aid was invented.
Yeah. Sugar, water, purple.
He's like, "What do you got?" I got purple dye number 7 and a grape.
Love it. Let's do it. So you can make simple syrups like mint leaf or with lavender, ginger, vanilla bean, cloves. And we've made it with cinnamon. And we've made it with watermelon and blueberries on the show. So that's a little bit of herstory.
I like that. I like
On
that a
simple
lot.
syrup. So I am very excited to tell you what movie we are doing this week, you guys.
Yes.
I picked this one for our free month. And I've been trying to find a place to put this fucking movie in forever. Like, legitly. And we are doing Shawshank Redemption.
The first
You
time
sound so excited to go to jail.
It's the only time. Just this one.
I didn't see nothing interesting about Andy Dufresne. Just a fellow whose luck ran out.
Yeah. So
Such a great movie.
let me hit you with the stats.
Hit him.
So this movie came out October 14th, 1994. So.
Happy birthday, Cruz.
Oh, you're right. Happy birthday, Cruz. And
His ass wasn't
even born.
He wasn't invented yet.
He wasn't invented in 91.
He was, what's the saying? He was a twinkle in his father's eye.
Yeah.
Shit, his sister wasn't even invented yet by then. But
that's true.
That is his birthday. So happy birthday, Cruz.
In 1994. So the budget for this movie was $25 million. So in today's money, translated into 2019 money, it's going to be $43 million. Okay.
It's a modest budget.
So it made $28 million in 1994, which in today's money is $48 million. So technically, this wasn't a flop.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I know we always say if it makes money, it makes sense. And I believe that it made money and it makes sense to me.
Eventually, yes.
But I mean, even in the box office, it still
made
its money back.
It did. However,
barely.
They were. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
So, opening weekend, they didn't even hit $1 million.
That's bad marketing, though.
Yeah, that's bad marketing. Some people blame it on the name because not everybody could say Shawshank Redemption, and a lot of movies make money by word of mouth.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the name more. I got some fun facts on that shit.
Yeah, it opened at Cinerama over there on Sunset, and Frank Darabont and one of the producers went to opening night. Nobody was there.
Fucking ghost.
They straight up begged a couple of girls to come in and watch the movie
for free, and they're like, "We'll throw in some popcorn."
Well, they said like, if you don't like it, we will give you your money back.
But it's like, but it's free. Yeah, we'll pay you.
I'll come back and I'll be like, here's my money because I feel like I should have paid you for this experience that I just went through.
And this being, rated like one of the greatest movies of all time now.
It is.
It's interesting that it was just a straight up flop.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about how it became a bigger movie. So, Rotten Tomatoes. Critics. You ready? 90%.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Dick writing. I'm just saying.
Audience, 98%.
There you go.
Zenobia, 100%. Because there's not a part about this fucking movie that I don't love. The casting was spot on. The set and the prison was fucking spot on. And you get transported into a whole nother world that you are sad that you're there because you're at people's like lowest part of their lives. But the journey you go on in this movie is timeless. And I feel like a lot of movies after this tried to do this kind of style and it just didn't work. So I give it 100.
They didn't have Roger Deakins.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, this movie is a movie that every film class studies now.
Absolutely.
As like what to follow. And we're going to get into that for sure. We're going to have a little tech corner on this one.
All right. So get your jailbreak cocktail close.
Oh, is it time?
Because it's time for the motherfucking drinking game.
Yes.
Yes. So,
I'm really digging this froth that's on
it's
top.
really good.
How did you get that?
A lot of
Is
shaking.
there egg in here?
There's no egg in there.
The last time we did a Frank Darabont movie, there was egg,
and it
didn't work out so well.
I do have to say that I was worried because that was like our worst drink we've ever had.
It was.
But this one is up there. This one's good. I might have to get this sometime when I'm out. So, motherfucking drinking game. What I have to say is that this movie is kind of difficult to make a drinking game to. I didn't think about that, so it took me a minute to get this one down.
Okay.
So if it's not up to my normal standards, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not your normal drinking game type of movie.
Yeah. It's a long-ass movie, though, so get ready. So you're going to take one sip when Red gets something for someone. So if he, he's a man that can...
I don't think Robin likes that one.
Damn, Robin. You don't like Red?
I think it might be Elisa.
Yeah. Come in.
Come in.
This is the part where you come in.
Good. This gives me a second to fucking make another.
There we go. Elisa's in the motherfucking building.
Burr, burr, burr.
Elisa, you're just in time for the drinking game.
Oh, fun.
And it's good.
Here,
Come try this.
You gotta take a sip of this.
I killed it.
Oh, I have a migraine.
This is perfect for that.
Perfect for a migraine.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't taste like alcohol.
Medically proven.
Medically proven. There's a science.
Everyone, this is Elisa.
Elisa.
Hello, everyone.
Alex is Elisa. And we're talking about Shawshank Redemption today.
Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things.
Ooh.
And no
Did we
good
mention-
thing ever dies.
That she's a hell of an actress.
I know, she came in
She's like,
straight.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
She didn't miss a
One
beat.
of my favorite movies.
Mine too. That's why I picked it.
Nice choice.
How do you think about the drink?
It's lovely. I love the rosemary.
Right? I made
Is that from the garden outside, or?
Oh, I forgot to say, this rosemary came from my mom's garden in the back.
Yeah, she's got more time to water her plants than I have lately.
She's on vacation and I was watering her plants and I was like, is there rosemary back here?
My garden's looking a little sad lately. I'm
She
sorry.
says.
Oof.
Okay, so you guys ready?
Yes, we're ready. Hit me with the drinking game.
Okay, now that I refilled mine because that was good. I drank that quick.
It is really good.
So, you're going to take one sample and Red gets something for somebody. So, you know,
He's the man who is known to locate things from time to
from
time.
time to time, you know. So you're going to take a sample on that.
Uh-huh.
You're also going to take a sample when they show or mention rocks.
He's a rock hound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like when Haywood finds a rock.
I think it's the funniest fucking shit.
That ain't soapstone.
You're gonna have a drinking game with the Shawshank Redemption.
I know, it's a little weird for this type of movie, but it's what we do.
Yeah, if I didn't,
I know you're filmmakers. You're like, you know your theory. You know, so
It's-
you're having fun too.
I feel like if I didn't have the drinking game, it would be weird.
Yeah.
'Cause
It
we've
counts
done
if it's a horse apple, right? Because Homeboy straight
know
up
what? If
finds petrified horse shit and thinks it's a rock.
Look at that. Look at that. He's all brushing it off, smelling it.
He's like, oh, come
It's a
on.
horse apple. What's that mean? Petrified shit. Yeah, so I'll take a sip on the petrified shit too. So you're going to take a sip when Andy does somebody's taxes.
Nice.
So when you see Andy do someone's taxes, you take a sip.
Yep. That's tax deductible, so you can write that off.
Write that
Say
off.
that again?
He's
Damn
like,
right, had to buy the holster too.
Oh, yeah, you can write that off.
Already stuttering. Only a few sips in.
Oh, you don't
Tax
even know.
deductible.
This is a combination of In-N-Out coffee and the jailbreak cocktail.
We legit had it in and out, which made my day.
Dangerous.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you're going to take a sip. And then your face.
She's learning the frame.
Yeah. Because
Clear
a
the frame.
couple episodes ago, I was not, and I totally...
Yeah, and it was right in her face the whole time. So, people, we apologize if you enjoy looking at Zenobia.
Which you should.
Because you should.
Because I got a nice haircut today, so...
We were saying, yeah.
look
good.
at
It's nice.
Okay, so you're going to take a sip when Brooke says books.
Nice.
You be like, books? Books?
Book.
Book?
Dufresne.
I like the alliteration
Here's your
on
book.
that one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I was telling them this was a hard drinking game to come up with. It's not something that they do. They don't do a lot of like one thing over and over. Most
Repetition,
movies
yeah.
have something like that I can like pick on.
Right.
But this one was quite hard.
I got
so-
something in mind, and I'm wondering if you covered it yet.
Okay.
So, we'll see by the end.
Okay. So you're going to take a simp when Red goes for a parole hearing.
Nice.
All right? He does that about 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of those, you're going to take a simp.
I got a fun fact on that.
And the stakes get higher and higher.
And higher and higher.
As you get
Just-
drunker and drunker.
Just fill out your form and stop wasting my time, sonny. Truth is, I don't give a shit.
You're going to take a simp when someone gets hit.
Ooh, okay.
Damn.
So
Okay.
that one I picked because it was going to pick up our drinking.
Like 10
Okay.
minutes in, I'm drunk.
You talking about Captain Hadley now?
Yeah, I'm talking about him.
You eat when we say you eat.
I'm talking about
you
the
sleep
sisters.
when we say you sleep, and you shit when we say you shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
And the sisters. I'm talking about everybody.
Oh, the sisters, yeah.
Yeah. So you going to take a simp when Norton quotes a scripture or says God.
Mm,
He does that a couple times.
yeah, I like him. Put your trust in the Lord. Your ass belongs to me.
Yep. So you going to take a simp when the poster changes in Andy's cell.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so keep an eye out for that one.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. At least he's got the hair flip going too.
Oh, if you have never listened to our show, we about to spoil the shit out of this.
I'm gonna take those frames and I'm gonna create a GIF.
Please, and send it to me. So you gonna take a simp when someone dies. There's about 3 deaths in this movie.
That's a sad
4
simp.
deaths in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you take a simps.
those are sad simps.
Yeah. Okay. So you gonna take a simp when Norton does something dirty. So when he takes his bribe, or he
Accepts the shitty apple pie.
or he throws Andy in the hole. All those shitty things he does.
Solitary a month.
Take a simp.
I got you.
Just that soda water
It's
on
what
top.
we do.
Yeah.
That's part of the sound.
That's part of the.
It is.
Yeah,
You should make a
absolutely.
beat.
And it's always on the carbonated
Yeah.
episodes.
Beer,
Beer.
champagne.
Yep.
You should make a beat that's made out of burps and
Aw.
voluntary sounds.
That's another
and then
one we
you,
can
like,
play
move them
with.
I like
together,
that.
And that could be part of your intro.
We've dubbed Zenobia's voice a couple of times. That's funny.
Cool.
Yep. Okay, so you gonna finish your drink when Andy gets off the bus. So when he first comes to Shawshank, you gonna take a simp. Or you gonna finish your drink. And that's about 10 minutes into the movie. So
All right, Red. Who's your horse?
get ready for that.
That tall drink of water with the silver spoon up his ass.
I mean, I don't know if I would have picked him right off the bat, but
Out of the lineup?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely would have
Quiet
picked.
ones are the ones you got to watch out for.
I would have picked the fat ass because he was crying getting off the bus pretty much. You're
Haywood
like,
picks him
"Oh,
out. The tubby fat ass
The
over
fat
there.
ass over there. So you gon'
Good acting.
Good imaging.
you believed
Right?
in that?
Well,
I seen him. He was right there.
Yeah, coming off of the fucking bus.
Man, I'm kind of feeling like, Elisa, why don't you sit over here?
She's a great guest, yo.
Yeah, no,
I just wanted
please.
the ice cream.
Yeah, no, you're great.
Okay,
Amazing. You're
And for
killing
next
the
week, we're going to have Elisa on.
I know.
game. Yeah, exactly.
Alex is going to sit his ass in his room.
I'll bring you your drink. So you gonna finish your drink when Andy plays the record.
Ooh.
So when he's laying back, he turns it up and he's just.
I have
stretched
no
out.
idea what those French women were singing.
Nope.
But what does he say?
But it was fucking. It was goddamn beautiful. I don't know what he says, but it was
says
beautiful.
Something about
And just to
the.
see everybody just stop what they're doing and they're just looking at a speaker like they haven't heard music in fucking forever. It's just. Oh, it's
They
just
haven't.
so you sit there and you take your sip of your jailbreak.
You know what I like? When Haywood is listening to the record.
And he's like
And
singing.
he's grooving to it. Whoa.
We've talked about him.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked about a couple people in this movie, actually. You gonna finish your drink when Andy is free. So when he climbs out of that fucking shithole tunnel and he rips his shirt open in the rain, you finish that fucking drink.
And he climbed through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side.
And if you really feeling it like I would, also finish your drink when Andy
Say
sees
what's
him.
a nail.
Say what's a nail. Is said. So, that could be one. Every time Zay Wataneo is said, you take a stamp too.
Okay.
You got one?
Yeah, I got one. You did mention the one that I was thinking though,
What?
and that was every time that somebody gets hit. Because
That's like one thing that happens constant.
Captain Hadley puts his hands on some people
Instantly.
and his nightstick.
Killed the fool, like right off the bat.
Motherfucker. I hear so much as a mouse fart in here. You will all visit the infirmary, I swear before God. That fucking guy.
I don't belong in here.
Oh,
You
I
don't
felt-
understand.
You're breaking my heart
I
right
don't-
now. I felt
I don't
so
belong in
bad
here.
for him.
I know. But
Oh.
you keep that shit inside
Okay.
like a fart. You just keep it inside when you're not supposed to
They
fart.
mention farts a lot in this movie.
Because farts relieve tension in your body
Like, even-
and in situations. It's funny.
Judge Norton mentions it too. He's like, it's a miracle. Man up and vanish like a
A
fart in the wind.
That's true. That's true.
But that's not my drink. That's not my contribution to the drinking game. So I would say take a simp every time that the sisters try to get at Andy.
Get at that booty.
I was gonna say that.
He said, anyone get at you yet?
I could be a friend.
I
to
could
you.
be your friend. Yeah.
Like,
Creepy ass
yep.
Mark Rolston.
He's like, ooh, I like it. Hard to get.
Hard to get.
Yeah. Just laughing.
I like that.
So gross.
Just dunks his head in the water.
Man.
Do you guys have anything to add? Any rules to the drinking game?
I think I got one. Every time, I don't know if this qualifies, but every time Andy outsmarts somebody.
Ooh, I do like that. Hell yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
Because he outsmarts a lot of, damn near everybody.
Damn near
Everybody.
everyone.
No, not damn near. Everybody.
Everybody.
Even Red.
Elisa?
Well, when Morgan Freeman says my favorite quote, hope
What?
is a good thing. Make the best of things, and no
yes.
good thing ever dies.
Yes.
I do
That's
like that
when
one.
you pour one for the homies.
Ooh.
Oh.
I like that.
Yeah.
Pour one for the homies. Into your mouth.
I mean, yeah, depending on where you're at, just raise it up to
Yeah,
him.
just raise it up.
Just raise it up.
Well, Jason won't let me pour it on the floor over here, so. Okay, Smash, he won't let me pour it.
Robin will lick it.
Okay, well, that is the motherfucking drinking game.
I haven't
Yes.
sang with you in a while.
Thank you. I love when you add my backup singing. So, can I give you guys a little fun fact before we jump into this? You know,
Hit me with your fun fact.
I'm gonna hit you with my fun fact. If you did not know that this story was written by Stephen King.
Yes, it was.
I knew that.
Ding, 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 ding. It was published.
Elisa in the front row.
Yes, you.
This has now become a game show.
I'm gonna stump
Represent
you.
the audience.
I'm gonna stump you though. I got some facts in there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Stephen King published this novella called where am I? Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. And it came out in 1982. And it's in the book The Different Seasons. So it's a book full of short stories that he wrote.
Interesting.
And this is the one that stuck. So a few things about this movie or this book, right?
I'm very curious to see what you say right now.
The thing about this movie is that like this was a short story. So unlike most books that are turned into movies, they really didn't have to cut anything. They pretty much added everything. The bones of the story is there, you know, Andy gets framed for, you know,
Moida.
murder. He goes to prison. He's there. He meets, you know, these people, and nothing really changed except slight things. But they add the depth of the characters into it more than the book did.
I got you.
Obviously, like for one thing, Andy in the book is known to be shorter and mousy, which would make sense why Red would pick him to cry, right? Instead of fucking tall ass, fucking what's his name?
Robbins.
Tim Robbins.
I've talked to him, and it's like
Yeah, he's the tallest man in every scene. So I
That
mean,
makes more sense because they wanted Tom Cruise for this role.
which would make sense. Yes,
He's shorter and mousier.
that would have been
Especially
a
back then.
movie.
Well,
That would have been an action movie.
That was
that was after Top Gun. So
that was
I don't-
well. It was also after Frank Darabont wrote the screenplay.
yeah. So I wouldn't have picked Tom Cruise, but
No.
but you know that's how
Right.
that's how the Andy is.
They wanted to buy it from Frank Darabont after he wrote it.
I believe they offered him like $4 million, or was it like 2.5?
I heard it was like 2.5.
$2.5 million for the script.
Uh-huh.
They wanted to use Tom Cruise and somebody else.
Somebody else, yeah.
And he was just like, no.
Yeah, Frank didn't. But he thought about it.
He did think about it, but
he thought about selling it. That's 2.5 million, dude. And this is before Frank Darabont was Frank Darabont.
we didn't know who this fool was.
Yeah, but he gambled on himself. He kept it.
Wasn't
As he
willing to
should.
sell his soul for so cheap.
Yeah.
Just Scientology.
Well, okay. So a cool fact about how this movie got started was Stephen King has this thing called the Dollars Baby Club or whatever.
Oh,
I feel like we talked about this either in The Shining or The Mist. Or
I
The
was
Shining
drunk that
was
day.
The Shining was a lost episode, so I can't remember if we did speak about it. But the Dollar Baby Club is where Stephen King licenses his short stories to up and coming writers and directors for $1.
Okay.
So if you're working for Fox and you want to buy his short story, you're gonna have to pay some real money.
What in the world is going on?
I have no idea what's going on.
They wanted to avoid the camera.
I love it. She's sliding under the table, you guys.
She went straight under the table.
She did it quietly though. It was funny.
Sorry, it was.
I mean, I saw her going. I saw
was
her going under the
confused, but I
table.
wasn't
I was
gonna
like,
say
all right,
anything.
let's see how this plays out.
I just didn't want to say anything. Okay, so they have the Dollar Buyers Club, the Dollars Baby Club, and so if you are a big studio, you're gonna have to pay real money. But if it's like us and we find one a story, he only charges us $1.
That's awesome.
So for this movie, Frank, when he bought the rights to this movie, was a nobody. So he got it for $1. And he rewrote it into this masterpiece that we love today. And Stephen King also said that this is one of his favorite takes on his stories and turned into a movie. And so when he made the movie, Frank sent Stephen King a $5,000 check for the rights to the story. And so like years later, Stephen King sends the check back to him uncashed, and it's framed, and it has a note attached to it that says, "In case you ever need bail money, love, Steve." So I believe it hangs in Frank's like office.
That's dope.
So I mean, Stephen King doesn't need money. He's fucking the greatest writer of our time, and he doesn't need. He don't need $5,000. He wipes his ass with that. So
Yeah, there was some gray areas in that situation. Like I heard $1,000, then I heard $5,000, but ultimately, you know,
I heard
Steve never
$1,000.
cashed the check and he framed it and sent it back to him.
I heard it too, but $1,000 seems pretty fucking wimpy ass shit. I mean, 5,000 still sounds pretty wimpy in like the
Yeah.
scheme of things, but
But this is a short story
Yeah.
that you're purchasing. It's
That's
not
true.
a novel.
that's true.
To a
He didn't
degree.
have to do shit. He gave him $1, and that's all he needed to do.
Yeah, just a point of sale.
Yeah. So yeah, there's differences between the movie and different characters, but we can go through that later, like as we go along. But I just wanted to kind of give you the basis of how this movie got started, how the story got started. So we, like you said, we've already talked about Frank.
We're gonna talk about him some more,
Yeah, we talked
especially
about him
with
in
this
our
movie.
Mist episode, which is also a Stephen King book. So yeah, go ahead, hit it.
Oh, can I hit it?
You can hit it 3 times.
Yes, you can. So Frank Darabont, he started in the art department. He was a set dresser, like I am doing right now. That makes me very happy to hear and learn. And I believe this was his first movie, if I'm not mistaken. And he was very adamant about how he was making it. He did ruffle some feathers in the process because he kept fighting for more and more takes on this movie. Morgan Freeman didn't like that too much. Morgan Freeman injured himself on this movie.
He sure did.
Oh, wow.
Not doing any stunts or anything, but because Frank wanted so many takes of the scene where Red is playing catch in the yard. All he's doing is throwing a baseball, and he threw out his damn arm.
Damn.
But he did it for 9 hours.
Yeah.
You do anything for 9 hours, you're gonna fucking throw something out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
he did it so bad that the next day he showed up on set with a sling on.
Ain't that a bitch?
With a sling on. How dare you do that to God? What is wrong with them?
I mean, he's as adamant about this as what's his name? The Shining.
Oh,
Kubrick.
You know?
I don't know.
There was
Kubrick
another
is like
scene where he fought,
obsessive
too.
though. He's obsessive though. He does it like 42 takes. I don't want to do anything 42 times.
Like the scene where they're on top of the roof and they're tarring the roof. They're
Oh, yeah.
actually tarring the roof.
Yeah.
Because tar apparently dries fast. And so they kept having to do it again and again for continuity reasons. For one.
Yeah, you could tell they're really tarring.
And then so
Because them mops look hella thick.
And after they did that, the last thing they did that day was the beer scene. So
They earned them beers.
They earned them beers. I'd be like, I don't like Budweiser. Because that is what they were drinking.
They were drinking Bud?
They are.
And they just changed the label?
No, it said Budweiser on there.
Did it?
No, it's
Bohemian
Suds.
Suds, yeah.
Bohemian Suds.
They even comment on it.
What the fuck is Bohemian Suds?
I thought that's what we might end up drinking. I thought you were going to
shit.
surprise us
I
today.
never even heard of it. I thought it
It's
was
some Bohemian Suds, y'all. Just kidding. It's Budweiser.
You just take the label off.
It's the champagne of bears.
But I did hear that that scene they did so many times, and the one that Frank finally decided to stop on was because he saw one of the grips get so emotional from the scene that he actually like shed a couple tears. He's like, all right, that's our take. We can move on.
Like, that's all I had to fucking do?
Yeah, right? You
It's cracked 4 hours
just got to move the
ago.
filmmakers.
Yeah.
Cracked 4 hours ago. Frank said something that I love to hear.
Cut.
No, I
Print.
I would love to hear him say you're hired, but you know, that's just me.
Yeah.
So he watched Goodfellas that came out in 1990 every Sunday while filming this movie. And it inspired him to use the voiceover for the narrative and the showing of passing of time. So I love that. I think that's cool. I don't know. Is anyone else like that? I guess I'm not like that anymore. But when I was younger, I would have Sunday movies, which if I loved that movie on Sunday, that's the day I would play it all the time. Rent was one of these. Alice in Wonderland, Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather, Gone with the Wind, like really long, drawn out, like.
I mean, I love those
movies.
days. Ashley can't sit her ass still, though, on the weekends.
I know.
And so we don't really stay home and watch movies.
This is what I'm going to do.
Just kidding, babe. I love you. How's that drink tasting? She's out.
Yeah.
I'm going to get her high, and then she won't be able to get up. That's it. That's how you do.
Surprise.
Goddamn.
You'll be surprised with how high I'm going to get you.
Indica, please.
Oh, I got you. In the couch. That's what it stands for, girl. Get ready for it. So, yeah. I like to hear that because Goodfellas was one of my like Sunday movies. So, like, sit and chill. That sounds great. And especially if you're, like, looking for something to inspire you to make...
I had some
great
defaults
ass
back
movie.
in the day.
What's yours?
One of them, especially on the cold days, the Santa Claus. With
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen, yo.
He's all surprised.
Home Improvement?
Yeah. Yeah.
That show was great.
Motherfucker.
I just referenced him the other day. My friend was like, "Oh, my husband's gonna be building this for like our Christmas shit." And I was like, "Look at Tim, the tool man Taylor over there, fucking building shit." So,
So somebody that we really need to talk about on this episode is Mr. Roger Deakins. He is our cinematographer,
okay.
our director of photography.
Obviously, I have no fun facts.
You don't know who Roger Deakins is?
I mean,
I'm just going to throw him out there for you.
do you know who he is? See, no, then I know. You made me feel like
You
it.
should. He is the standard of cinematography. Snowfall, Fargo, No Country for Old Men, Blade Runner. I could keep going.
Keep going.
Well,
Keep going.
Blade Runner 2049.
Oh,
so he did both of them. Sicario. You know, he is at the forefront of cinematography.
Okay.
Those
and
are
that's
varied
why
styles.
this movie
Yeah,
looks
very
the way
style,
that
yeah.
it does.
No, it's a great shot.
It does have a beautiful look.
aesthetic.
Yeah, it has that desaturated look for good reason. Because when they're in the prison, everything is dark and gloomy and desaturated.
Because it's a prison, bitch.
And you'll notice that the only time when you start seeing colors is when good things happen. Like you see the sun on everybody's back and on their faces when they're having those beers.
Yeah.
But when they're pushing those mops, they're in the same location, but it's desaturated. Okay. Now, the thing about Roger Deakins is he does not move the camera unless it's for a reason.
Okay.
So if you notice, the camera plays a very important role in this movie. And like, let's say the scene where Tubby Fat Ass is getting his ass beat. Camera's not moving.
Yeah,
The
it's just
reason
a still
why
shot.
is because you feel stuck in your seat as well.
You're scared.
You're witnessing this shit happen.
Yeah.
And when you're in that state, you don't move. You know what I mean?
I did
He
notice
wants to make
something.
you feel small.
I did notice that there's a lot of shots through things like windows and bars and doorways. Like
Absolutely.
you're trapped.
And a prison
you
lends
feel that
itself
way.
to that.
All there is doorways and doors. And,
Absolutely. So he is a master of the camera. He's a master of color, of movement, of rhythm, of contrast. Like something that a lot of film classes teach. They use the ending of this movie as an example. Because if you notice, when Tim Robbins escapes, that's essentially the climax of the movie. But it's not really a climactic situation. He gets out. It's not like he's fighting through things. Like he is going through that river of shit. But the reason why it's raised up the way it is because of the contrast of light.
Yeah,
Because of
the
that
thunder and the darkness,
and that lightning
the
and
the
rain.
rain and the upper
lights
shot.
and the
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Roger Deakins chose polar opposites. You have extreme light and you have extreme dark. And that's why it's so
It's very memorable.
it's much more climactic.
yeah.
That makes it's true because then when you see Red out, it is more colorful, especially when he's like on the beach or he's
Yeah.
The
going to
grocery store.
the
Yeah,
grocery
as
store
soon as-
under the tree.
And you'll notice when Brooks and when Red are at the grocery store working, it's still desaturated because it's still a sad
System.
situation.
The
They're
system.
still stuck in
Yeah.
that.
They're
But
not
the
free.
second that Red and Andy are on their way to Mexico, bright colors, red cars.
Yeah.
They're both leaving in hot red cars. Red is in the back of that truck. Andy is in a 69 Pontiac GTO. Which, I should tell you, somebody taking out the
I
trash?
was like, what the fuck? Okay.
So that Pontiac is 4 years after.
Ooh.
It's a 69 and the setting is in 1965.
Ooh.
So what happened was they wanted a 1965 Mustang and the owner of the Mustang pulled out at the last minute. So they had to go with that GTO. Well, since she forgot,
Oh,
the
the
last
end of
thing
it-
I'll say about Roger Deakins is you'll notice that his camera moves, like I was saying, only when it's supposed to. So like he'll start a frame or a new scene and the camera's not moving. It's showing a certain perspective. And then like when Hadley is entering the block, the cell block, it's not till he starts moving to the right out of frame that the camera starts showing the entire frame as well. You know what I mean? That's what Roger Deakins does that very few people do as good. So that's it for me. I'm out.
Shout
So
out.
they do. The ending of this story is different than the ending of the book. The book, Red, it's all told through Red's eyes. So we only know what Red knows. So Red doesn't really know what happens once he gets out. And they don't ever reconnect in this short story.
Oh, in the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when the studio saw this, they were like, the one thing that the studio did want, put their influence on was like, you owe the audience them reuniting. Like you owe them that embrace, that moment where you're like, you guys both made it, you did it, you're there. And like, not just like, okay, Andy's just gone and Red is working at the grocery store. Like, like we can't end it like that.
That's a sad ass ending.
Yeah. So, I mean, Stephen King is not known for having happy endings. So, I'm not maybe
Sure.
hit on him, but I think that was a great choice to do in the movie.
Does that mean that Red in the book doesn't actually end up in Brooks's apartment? Because that's one of my favorite things is when he carves his name up there with Brooks's and he's narrating at the same time and he's saying, get busy living or get busy dying. That's goddamn right. And he walks out the door and gets busy living.
They said that Brooks in the book, he's not in it much.
Oh.
And that like his part in it is like, to a handful of pages. And the bird is not his. And it's given to another inmate who's only in there for 8 years. And when he gets out, he leaves, and the bird is found dead in the prison because it couldn't take care of himself because this prisoner had taken care of him
That's fucked up.
the whole time. Yeah. So it's supposed to symbolize inmates when they get out, they're not able to handle.
Sure.
That's a great metaphor.
Right?
Jailbird. Yeah.
So
Jailbird, yeah.
Jailbird, yeah. So that's what that is in the book. So the movie is different, and I do think that the death of him does the same as what the bird would do, but gives you more of a feeling because you're like, this old man, yeah, and like having him hold a friend hostage, like I'm gonna kill him because he doesn't want to go, he doesn't want to leave,
No.
It's just like
It's institutionalized.
it's like on Life with
Eddie Murphy.
what was the
Eddie
name?
Murphy.
No, the character, the one
Eddie
that
Murphy?
Martin.
fuck you, bitches, the
Martin
gay
Lawrence?
one, the one Bernie Mac's girlfriend.
Oh.
He,
Um,
and he's like,
Wasn't that Anthony Mackie?
No.
and he's like, look, what's wrong with you, boy? Put a smile on your face. You're getting out of here. And he's like, I can't go home to my mom like this.
Yeah.
To the point that he committed suicide,
Yeah.
basically, just so that he didn't have to do it. It happens. It
All
just
the time.
happens.
It's
Yeah.
driving me crazy right now. What is his name?
Yeah.
I don't want his real name. I don't.
No,
give a-
I'm talking about his character's name too.
IMDb.
Yeah, I don't want to have to do that though, because somebody's yelling at us on.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
You
right
on the
now.
interwebs. Tell
you
us the
guys
name.
you don't have to tell us the name
Type
because
it in
we
the
fucking
comment.
already did that show, that episode.
We did do that movie
So
already.
if
And
you
don't
wanna-
laugh either, because it ain't funny.
Because it ain't funny. And don't laugh neither. Yeah, so that's a little bit on that. You want to hear fun facts?
Sure.
So I guess maybe my math is wrong. If it's not, then I assume that it was like 1966 by the time Andy escaped.
65.
65. And he stole $370,000
Yeah.
from the warden, right? But if you translate that in today's money, that's $2.9 million.
Yes.
Good for him.
Right?
Dude, you can live off of that in 1965.
I can live off of that in 1995.
In Mexico?
95.
In
2005.
Sayhuatanejo, you can afford
In the
a
Philippines,
boat
bro.
And,
Be
well, I
king.
mean, this is where he went.
You can't live off of that in
He went for a boat, he
2019.
went for a hotel, and he wanted to restore the boat and take his guests out sailing.
Yes.
That's it. That's
That's all he wanted. That's it.
That's all I wanted.
He's like, I don't think that's too
And
much
his wife
ask.
to be faithful. I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Right, bitch? Right, bitch. Can I give you a fun fact before we move on? So, the name of the movie, it was cut short from Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption because it wouldn't fit on a marquee.
Yep.
Morgan Freeman is upset that it's not like this, but I also see why it is cut, not just because it won't fit on a marquee, but Frank said that once this movie got out there, people were sending in actors, actresses, and models to play Rita Hayworth, proving that they didn't read the fucking story and find out that the bitch ain't even in it. Okay?
Terrible.
So I think that is why he changed the name, and it makes
As
sense
he
because
should.
if it was Rita Hayworth, you would be expecting her, you would expecting someone to play her, or her part to play a way bigger role than it does. Very minor.
Yeah. All they took stock footage in the first place. And
Yeah.
Red loves
Yeah.
when she does that shit with her hair.
She's like,
Who, me? That is a great shot.
yeah. And so I understand why you would change the name
Though. Yeah,
because
I agree.
bitches be stupid trying to audition for something that's not even. You didn't
I
even
mean, it's
read
not
it.
even them. It's probably the agents. The agents and managers just forcing actresses down the casting director and the director's throats. Like, hey, you're making Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. I got your Rita Hayworth.
But this story is less. It's like less.
It's got nothing to do with
It's
it.
like 125 pages. You can't read 125 pages in a day.
Fuck no.
2 days.
They barely read the title, dude.
Whatever.
Barely. You will be hard pressed to find somebody that's gonna actually. You know who reads them? The assistants.
Well, you know what? That's why they changed the name, because some old ass bitch was going in there thinking she was watching a Rhea Hayward story. And it was like, who are this black man and white guy in prison? Like, where is she? Is that her dad? Like, and no one gets it.
Oh, you know what I forgot was the you know how everything is like shot with drones nowadays? Mm-hmm. They didn't have drones back then, but they got a hell of a shot of the entire prison, and I'm assuming that it was a helicopter shot.
Oh yeah.
Because they start from the very front. They watch everybody moving across the yard and through everything, and then they come down, and this is when we have our first introduction to Andy getting off the bus.
And you get their first introduction to the prison, like, because you...
Big ups to whoever operated the camera on that, as well as the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
It's a great fucking shot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where this was filmed?
In Ohio.
Yes. I was setting it up for you, but you swung and you missed.
Ohio?
The Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
I knew you knew.
Do you want... I was going to save that fun fact, but you want to know?
Yeah, we do it now.
So, the Ohio State Reformatory has tours.
No shit.
Wow.
So, next time you're in Ohio, bitch, you can go and get your Shawshank on. So...
If I'm taking a tour in Ohio, I may just go to the...
Rock and roll.
No, what's that house? The Christmas Story house.
Matias's house?
See, I knew Ashley was awake.
Wait, you can go to the Christmas Story house?
Yeah.
Did they film inside the Christmas Story house?
No, it's now a museum.
Oh, okay. Well, then hit that one, and then you swing on by over to the Shawshank one, and you can go and see parts of the sets that are still there, because they had to remodel a lot of the outside of the prison, because the prison was from like the late 1800s, and then they closed it down in like the 80s, I want to say. And
Alyssa's doing her Catherine Zeta-Jones again.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
What's that movie?
She tips
Entrapment.
before lasers. I didn't see it until I saw you pull the shit down. So, you can go to this place. You can have all the history about the prison that they, before the movie came, and the history of the set coming and actually remodeling it. And you can take self-guided tours or guided tours for $15 a head, yo. So
Alex is so quiet over here. I feel like you're just soaking it all in. Like,
Oh,
word,
yeah, man.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, dude. I didn't know all this shit. It's great.
he was like, I have to look up fun facts. I was like, no.
Next
Yeah,
time somebody,
I got it.
education.
next time Alex is at the theater and somebody brings up their favorite movie, Shawshank, I'm like, bitch, let me tell you some shit.
Let me tell you what I know.
Let me tell you what I know, what I heard.
I
heard.
You had the booyah.
all I want to do is make you sound cooler when you're talking to people.
Mm-hmm,
about a
absolutely.
movie. You're like,
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, that's
All right.
what he's on.
Well, can we dive into this cast?
Head first.
Oh, shit. Okay. Who do we want to talk about first? I guess we can start with Mr. Tom Clancy. Captain Hadley. Hadley?
Hadley.
The screwiest screw that ever walked the fucking Shawshank cell block.
He's just mean.
Dude, he's mean as fuck.
We see him, he's calling them fucking maggots or whatever, and then the next thing we know, he's in there beating someone to death.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally killed somebody just because he was crying. It's his first day. First day. You should be able to cry in prison.
Woo!
Whoa.
Found it. There's that glass I was looking for.
You want me to refill it?
Yeah, that's why I was doing that, because I wanted you to know it was empty.
All right, well, let's go. I got you.
While you're doing that, I will say that he has played a few different,
Bad guys?
well, not just a few bad guys, but a few guards that are higher in the rankings. So
He's got that guard
you
look.
might recognize him also from The Hurricane.
Oh, that's right.
He's the one that's talking to Denzel, and he's the one that convinces Denzel to actually get out of what is it called? The hole. Because he's like, you can send me right back in there. I'm not wearing those fucking stripes. I'm not wearing a prison issued uniform because I am not a guilty man. And he's like, what if I can get you some pajamas from the infirmary?
Oh, you're right. You're so right.
That's
That was
him. What color are they? They're white. They got stripes? No stripes.
No stripes.
And
Okay.
he straight up says, thank you to Denzel. And Denzel's like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Like he's doing him a favor.
'Cause he's like,
He's
one,
like, dude, I'm trying to save your life over here.
I'm a fan of yours because I watched you box and shit.
That's true.
He's he's a better guard on that one than he is in this one.
Yeah.
This one, he is the guard you don't want to fuck with. But you want to have him on your side because, I mean, Andy gets him on his side when he has to, get the sisters off his ass.
I think Ashley's drunk.
Did you finish that drink?
Almost.
My dude has 283 credits.
Golly,
And you know what his most impressive one is?
He's got more than fucking...
Which one?
His newest one. Guess what he's playing?
Tell me.
Let me guess.
You're never going to guess.
He's in a Star Wars movie.
Nah, check this out. He's in SpongeBob. You know what he plays? Mr. Krabs.
Get the fuck.
What?
He's the voice of Mr.
He's
Krabs
the
in the new
voice of-
movie.
Okay.
That is impressive.
No, he is the voice of Mr. Krab.
Like always?
Always.
Always.
From 1999
Wow.
till 2019, he is Mr. Krabs.
That is dope. Shout out to Mr. Krabs and the Krabby Patty.
Wow, he got me. I didn't even know that. That's good. Fun fact.
Which, I mean, if you see Clancy Brown, he is a imposing man. He's a tall.
I've met him.
Yeah.
I ran into him.
He's a
in
big
theater,
dude.
bro. He's a big
and
dude.
he's got that deep voice.
Yeah.
So I think they probably did something similar to like what they did with Vin Diesel's voice in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
And that's how they got Mr. Krabs' voice.
No,
Or maybe he could just change his fucking voice.
Maybe.
Some people can do it.
First time I ran into
So
him.
loud.
I'm editing this.
First time I ran into him, I fanboyed out on a little bit, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I shook his hand, and this was at
What'd you say to
at
him?
Sacred Fools on Santa Monica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was watching a show. This was during the Fringe Festival a few years ago, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I love your work, especially Shawshank Redemption." And he just looked at me and he was like, "That was a very long time ago." Then he walked away, and I was just like,
I'd be like, it seems like yesterday to me because I watch it all the time.
I just saw it yesterday, so
Mhm.
it wasn't a long time ago for me. So thank you, sir. Thank
This
you.
was literally last week. I watched it.
Dude, speaking of fanboys, what the fuck did Adam J. So say to Mark Rolston when
Oh
he
my
met him?
god! So our mutual friend, shout out to Adam Jaso. I think you're still in Oregon. So our
I wasn't
friend-
here for this shit.
No. Our friend, our friend who was an actor. We were all part of a theater company out here in Los Angeles, and we were producing a play called Short Eyes by a very famous New Yorker poet playwright named Miguel Pinheiro, and one of the lead characters in the play was being done by Mark Rolston, who is
In this movie.
in this movie. He's one of the fairies. He's the fairy.
He's the fairy. He's
Yeah.
Boggs, dude.
He's Boggs, and but he's also like the space marine in Alien
Mm-hmm.
with Sigourney Weaver, and
Yeah,
so
he plays Private Drake.
he plays Private Drake, absolutely. So then our mutual friend Adam J. So once we got casted and we were having our first reading. Mark showed up because it was a pretty big deal. We were a fledgling company, we were a really small company trying to earn our bones in the big city of Los Angeles, trying to make a name for ourselves as a theater entity, and Mark got cast, and Adam ran up to him and he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, I've been wanting to meet you my whole life. And he shook his hand and, my name is Adam Jason, sir. And I just want to say it's an honor. I have an action figure of yours.
No
So,
shit.
Yeah, he's like, I have an action figure of yours because when I was a little kid, I saw Alien and I saw you and I wanted to be a space marine because of what you saw. So it's a great honor. It's a great privilege for me to be standing in front of you, sir.
He's all a grown ass man, but he's
Hey, Adam J. So was about
Adam
like
J-
28, 29 at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, we were all very young, and I just remember going, "That's the dude from Shawshank." I'm staying the fuck away from that guy.
Yeah, because
But
Short Eyes is a prison movie as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, but
And yeah, Mark was playing
he was-
Long
he
Shoe.
was playing Longhorn,
Long Shoe.
Long Shoe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
Long Shoe. It was Long Shoe, the Irishman.
Irish, old school Irish prisoner.
Yeah,
He was a hard nosed prisoner.
but he was a sweetheart in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Mark Rolston.
Shout out to Mark
not a
Rolston.
rapist.
No, he
Ooh,
is
Not at all.
thank
He is
God.
the
Not at
nicest man,
Nicest, sweetest, dude.
coolest, down to earth person.
Yeah.
Great.
I
Love
learned a
working
lot
with him.
from him just in those 6 months that
Well,
we
that's great
did
because he
that
seems
show.
fucking so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
the
he
worst.
was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the
we
only
can talk
person-
about him next.
He's the only person that gets beat up in this movie that you're like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he does a good job in that too.
Yeah.
Tom Hadley's sitting there waiting for him in his cell, and he's like, "What?" Like he don't know what's going on. You know what you did.
He's like, no.
But when they like straight up pull his ass back
Pull
in
him
the cell,
back
and he's
in.
holding on to those bars for dear
Just
life,
screaming.
dude. Two things happened after that. The sisters never messed with Annie Dufresne, and Boggs never walked again.
Had to wheel his ass out to another fucking motherfucking place.
I hear he lived the rest of his life drinking his supper through straws.
Straws.
God damn.
You sit here. You hear him doing this little fucking Morgan Freeman shit. Trying to Morgan Freeman it. I hear you.
That's how I hear it. Yeah, Mark Rolston is a very, very talented actor. He's still doing his thing right now. I don't think we've talked about him in another movie before, but he has been in everything. He was Agent Warren Russ in Rush Hour 1.
Rush Hour.
Okay.
He is Delahunt in The Departed. You know,
Oh, yeah.
he's in many, many
lot of
movies,
great
and he's got a
films.
new movie coming out. What is it called? Midway. It's coming out. I think it's being released right now.
Is
if
it about
I'm
the
not-
war?
It actually comes out today.
It's about he got a new movie that
Yeah.
dropped today.
Yeah.
This one is the Battle of Midway.
I kept seeing the trailer and I didn't know. I didn't know what it was, and I
Working
kept
with
calling
Woody
it.
Harrelson.
I kept calling it Pearl Harbor 2. I'm like, is this a Pearl Harbor 2?
Pearl Harbor 2.
sucked, and I miss you.
Or
Or miss
whatever. I think
you?
Yeah, can we do Team America?
Tell me why they got Nick Jonas on the cover.
Because he's going to draw.
gritting his teeth and shit.
Well, he's
getting
in it.
Getting the 18 to 25 year olds.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I don't like war movies. And
What?
I'm being honest with you.
Okay.
I mean,
Does Forrest Gump count?
no, because there's more than just war in it. But
Okay.
I also like Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah. Okay.
Black Hawk Down. That's probably about it, though.
That's it.
No, I'm not a big.
What about like medieval war, like 300 and Troy and Gladiator?
I've seen those. Yeah, I like those. I'm just not into like war. It's just like,
Ugh.
what is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
good for? Absolutely nothing.
Singing from down here with some soul.
Second again.
Y'all.
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 Yow. I got a fun fact.
Okay, give me that fun fact.
Wait, who were we talking about?
We're talking about Mr. Mark Rolston.
We're still Mark Wilson. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
go ahead.
absolutely.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like we were saying, we met him when we were doing Short Eyes. He started acting at a very young age. He actually trained in, I want to say, England, some part of Britain. He was accepted over like
Is he American?
1,000 people. Yeah, he's American.
Okay.
He went, I think it was the London Theatre Company that he auditioned for.
Fancy.
And out of like 1,000 people, they selected him to come over there and train with them. And ever since then, man, he's just been killing it. This was probably his breakout role.
Well, he is one of those guys that you don't know his name, but you know his face and his voice.
Absolutely. You would probably recognize him from The Grudge.
Yes.
I knew you would. I've never seen it personally, but
Put it on the list. No, it's not one of my list ones. Maybe if I run out of all scary movies, like start getting low.
Yeah.
But it is a good one.
Okay. He's doing some what's it called? self-producing these days. He was making a documentary recently about himself and this homeless man that was living in the trail. He has like a trail behind his house where he walks his dog. And so that was a project that he was working on recently, and I hope that he finishes it. And if he has, Mark, send me a link, man. I would love to see it.
Yeah. How would you feel about a documentary?
Talking about a documentary or like covering documentary?
Yeah. Because I love documentaries. Like, I love them. I really do.
I do too. It would depend on the documentary.
True.
Because, excuse me, some of them don't hold water, and some of them are straight up like lies in order to sway people's opinions.
I agree on that. Sometimes there are good lies where you're like, well, that was still
that
like,
one got me, you motherfuckers.
Well, like the Jinx, it's kind of like lie, but not really. Like someone really went to jail for what they did, and this kind of helped them get into it. But I feel like some of them are staged. But still, we'll talk about it because I think I would have some fun doing that one. It'd be different.
Sure.
A different kind of month for us.
Okay. Last thing I'll say about Mark is he is an old school type of actor.
Yeah.
He is very appreciative, and he was one of the few people that actually went out of his way to get everybody a rap gift at the end of our show.
Aww. That's cute. That is really cute.
So, even though he plays bad guys every once in a while, he is the nicest man.
I love hearing that the bitches and the dicks in movies are nice and not really bitches and dicks.
She said bitches and dicks. Boats and hoes right here.
Gotta give you my boats and hoes. Okay, let me give you a fun fact.
Okay.
So Jon Favreau auditioned for this movie.
No shit.
Did you guess who he auditioned for?
Who did he audition for?
Fat ass.
He's not fat enough.
Well, I don't know how fat he was in 94, but...
In 94, he was fairly fit. He was husky, but he was fit.
It's around swingers time, huh?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, he said that this was the worst audition he's ever done in his entire motherfucking life.
Really?
And it also, like, kind of encouraged him to lose weight. Because if you're getting call sheets for fat ass, you're getting fat, man.
This was 1994, so he had already done Rudy. And even in Rudy, he's not fat. He's husky.
It's like football.
But he's like a linebacker, you know? And he's always been that way. Like recently, he's gotten a little bigger. But that's because he's doing all these shows about cooking.
That and when you get rich, man,
right?
You can eat whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, by whoever the fuck you want.
Literally.
And that dude is writing, directing, and acting, and his career is like, we should all be envious of that fucker.
He can write his own ticket.
Yeah, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
I am very envious of Jon Favreau.
And I like him in the Spider-Man universe. He's really good at that. He's really. I saw him in the Homecoming one.
Yeah,
and it was cute.
Well, that character started in Iron Man 1.
Wait, who did?
Happy.
No, I know that. He was Tony Stark's driver. Or well, that's how he started. But basically, his everything man. But yeah, and I do like that he now that Tony Stark's gone, he still has like a nice little story plot to follow.
I'll buy you all the cheeseburgers you want. Dude, it breaks my heart. Speaking of people dying, William Sadler does not die in this movie. However,
I thought you were going to say that he died. I was like,
no, he did not.
What the fuck?
No.
I would be devastated because
he plays death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
That's right. We have already talked about him.
Did we? When? Oh, in the Mist.
We talked about him in The Mist.
Well, I'm going to say it anyway because it's on my brain. You will challenge me. But if you lose, you will remain here in the afterlife forever.
My thing is that, like, now that I look at
we're talking about death.
Now that I look at his face, motherfucker, you're right.
He's death.
He's death. Look at those eyes. How come it takes me forever to...
Because he was painted, he did whiteface and shaved his head.
He did whiteface. He did.
The white man did whiteface. It's all good.
But yeah, we talked about him in the
Mist. That is not appropriation.
I work out all the time, and reaping burns calories.
Yeah. But we did talk about him in The Mist. He is kind of like the same character. I feel like those characters are twin brothers.
I like his impediments in this movie. Like he's got that stutter and that stammer and everything like that, you know?
He is kind of a dick because he does get fat ass killed though.
I mean,
But he didn't know
He didn't do it in. He didn't do it
that's
on
not
purpose.
intentional. I don't think like he would have never.
Fat ass got fat ass killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Talking about his mama. I want my mama. I had your mama. She wasn't
Isn't
that
that
great. Just so fucked up, dude. Those cat calls.
Hey man, they try to get somebody to break. They ain't got nothing else to do. Everyone's begging.
Fresh fish.
Fresh
Fresh fish. Fresh
Yeah.
fish. Dude.
Yeah, his character is great. We don't ever see him get out, but
No, he doesn't get out.
I like how he's like, what's he say?
Line them up. I want all my smokes right here.
Like
Then
a-
homeboy hands it to him. He's like, here, how does my ass taste? 'Cause you know that's how they get him in.
Yeah. No, I like the where he's there. He's trying to read the books. He's like Count of Monte Crisco
Crisco.
Yeah.
by
Alexander Dumbass.
It's Dumas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
Dumbass.
What it says. Dumas.
Yeah. So
You ever read that?
yes,
You'll like it. It's about
Oh.
a prison break.
I thought you were asking me.
And Red's like, oh, maybe we should put that under educational.
Educational. I have
Fuck
read
yeah.
that book. They made me read it in high school.
I saw the movie.
Yeah, I did the play.
There you go.
We got our bases fucking covered out of the three of us. But yeah,
Between the three of us, we got the perfect score.
and I do believe that
Musketeer.
I was D'Artagnan Senior because I was older.
I do feel like most prison movies
Uh-huh.
talk about that book because they also talk about
they
it
do.
in
Is that a wrap on Elisa?
Yeah, it's a wrap on Elisa.
All right.
Thank
It's
you.
past her bedtime.
Thank you for coming.
I can't wait to listen more.
Yes.
Pick your movie. We'll get you on here.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I can't remember. What's the one with Brad Pitt
Uh-huh.
when he was like a little kid? When he was a little kid. Him and his homies go to jail.
Benjamin Button.
And they all get out and they
Sleepers.
sleepers. They
You're
talk
welcome, people. I
Thank
had
you.
it.
Think he did. He did. I would have had
Monique's
it.
going to be like, you bitch. You better remember sleepers. Sleepers. Sleepers.
I do
sleepers.
remember.
And Jason said it.
If I didn't
Thank
remember,
you, cousin. You're still too gay to function.
I sat here and broke down the whole fucking plot. So yes, at least I remember it.
I
And
would-
Robert De Niro's in it too.
Robert De Niro.
And Kevin Bacon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And when they were young and in prison, they talk about reading it too. Like, you know,
Yep.
even he gets out in there.
Yeah, I remember that. Dude, they force Robert De Niro to lie on the good book.
Can we put that movie on? Because that movie,
Hell
I
no.
remember, hell no, really?
I don't know.
I remember watching it as a kid and was like sprung off of it. Like, this movie is so dark and deep and like dripping with revenge. It's just the worst. So good.
Somebody left the window open.
Dang, Smashley, I don't know what you slipping.
Nah, that's my bad.
I'm just joking.
But you guys know how audio is in Los Angeles.
Yes.
We got ghetto birds everywhere, especially when you live off the 101 freeway.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's been a ghetto bird flying around the neighborhood.
Dude.
For a couple hours, because when I took Robin for a walk, their lights were on. They were looking for somebody.
They're looking for people?
Yep.
Yeah, they do that. Especially around here.
Can I give you a fun fact before we move on?
About Bob Gunton, because that's who I was going to mention.
Sure. I'll tell you about a little bit about.
What about Bob? What do you know about Bob? I got her excited.
All I know-
Baby steps to Bob.
All I know is next summer, that fucking movie's on the list. That's all I know. I love fucking. What about Bob? That's my movie. That's my movie. Okay. So,
You're out of focus, babe. People can't see your excitement about What About Bob.
what about Bob? You.
Bob is a great movie.
Great
Right?
fucking movie.
Yeah, it is.
Smashing, you'll be a guest on that one. I don't know what we're drinking. Maybe there's a drink called like the Goldfish.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah.
Baby sips.
Take a baby step every time he says baby step. So, okay. So the Warren, who is Bob Gunton, right? In the book, he is in the book. There are a handful of different wardens, and this warden is one of the worst ones out of them. So they kind of put all the wardens in one, which I feel like is more normal. I don't know. I've never been to prison, but I feel like wardens.
You haven't?
No, never.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. I've been to Alcatraz.
That counts.
That counts. But yeah, so I feel like they had to just put them all in one because I feel like in real life, wardens stay on for like 10, 20 years.
They do.
They don't change them so often.
Especially when you have gotten a hold. You've sunk your teeth into an establishment and you know how to
run it. And
if you're a corrupt person, you know how to milk it for all it's worth. Which he is, and he did.
Yes. So yeah, they just put all of the wardens into this one asshole dick.
Yeah. And he, I will say that the warden of the actual Ohio State Reformatory is in the movie.
But it wasn't open.
No. One of the wardens that...
Was
Like
he
an
like an
old-
extra or something?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Was
So-
he an inmate?
He was, yeah.
That's so... Okay.
So when they introduce the young man, what's his name?
Young Elvis?
Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Tommy,
So when they introduce Tommy and he's on the bus, the guy sitting behind him was the warden of the Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh, we need to go back. Time out. We got to go run this back real quick.
But Bob Gunton has a tendency of playing an asshole.
Yeah, he plays an asshole in a lot of films.
Most
got
notably, Patch Adams. He's an asshole.
He just has
And
that
also
old rich man look face.
Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
When nature calls. Yep. He's
right.
just so...
He's sitting there, and Jim Carrey's like, my brother used to do that to me. All right, I'll tell you. I paid McCain to find the bat.
Yeah.
But dude, in this movie, he's fucking dark.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he is an evil man.
Okay.
What?
In the movie,
Uh-huh.
Tommy, the
young
the
man.
warden goes to Tommy and he asks him, pretty much the same questions, but instead of having the dude shoot him in like fucking cold blood and murder and sending Andy to the fucking hole for a month, he sends Tommy away and sends Andy to the hole for 2 weeks.
In order to get away long enough for... Okay.
So I believe the book him is probably not as evil as this guy killed an innocent kid who was only going to be in jail for like not even that long.
Like
if he was
6 more months. Or
Yeah.
less than a year to go is what it was.
if he's sitting
Trying
here,
to escape with less than a year to go is what he said.
and he's sitting here trying to get his AA done and live his
Kid
life.
passed C+ average.
Yep.
I thought you'd like to know. You're like, you don't know that he's about to get fucking shot. And that part always gets me every time when I see it. I'm like, oh, Tommy boy,
Don't cross that line.
don't cross that line. Yeah.
You see it coming, because he's technically on like free ground,
Yeah.
and they set it up that way on purpose.
Why would the warden ever call you out to the fucking courtyard to talk? Set up. I smell it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. That's what a C average gets you, kids.
Wow.
Stay in school. There's nothing
Dude,
wrong with a
that's-
C average, bitch. It's passing.
It's what you do after high school.
Hey, man, our previous president was a C average kid.
This is true.
And,
This is
and
very
he,
true.
And he grew up to be president, children.
However,
Who was his family? again?
However. Yeah. And Heiss or something.
Okay.
and yes, a small inheritance from my father was, beneficial to that. But anyway, Bob Gunton,
Is he still kicking it?
can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, he's still around. He's still working, to my knowledge. He had a TV series called Elementary come out last, not even last, it was this year.
Elementary, like
That's what it's called.
Lucy Liu.
Elementary. It's a TV series. I don't know
Not
what
like
it's about.
elementary, like school, but elementary, like an element, like basic shit.
I'm thinking like Elementary, My Dear Watson. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. That's what it is. Lucy Liu is Watson. And some
No
other dude.
shit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is exactly it.
Wow.
My dad
I
watches
love
this.
Lucy Liu.
You should watch it. It's like a crime show, a modern day.
I hear she's like directing more these
Sherlock.
days.
Yeah, he's Sherlock. She's Watson, and they do modern day crime solving.
Robert Doherty sounds very familiar, and he's the creator. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
We'll see what's what in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money.
Wait, that's a thing?
No.
Not the search for more money.
The only person that I do know that has passed away on this movie is, of course, Brooks.
Well, he was like 100 when he filmed.
Use a dick.
It's like
That was a
98.
dick, but he was really
98.
old though.
He was not as old as you think
Okay.
when he filmed this.
Don't tell us. All right, let's guess.
I'm gonna say he was.
He's white, so we don't know.
76.
I think that. Oh, I kind of feel like you might be right. You said not as old as we think.
Just go $1, Drew.
76, 77,
You went $1 in the wrong direction.
75.
You don't get a second chance. So this movie came out in 1994, which means that it was filmed in 1992, 93. So he was 72.
Okay,
He was 72, 73 when he filmed this movie.
that's pretty old though.
Fairly old,
That's
but
fairly
he lived another 15 or so years. He passed away in 2009.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
He was
So he saw the
87.
new millennium.
Yeah.
My dude, Mr. James Whitmore, was nominated for 2 Oscars. Once in 1950, once in 1975.
What are they for?
Best Supporting Actor, Best Actor in Best Lead Actor.
What are these movies?
The movies, if you give me one moment,
I'm sorry,
are...
but he didn't win.
He did not win. No. Give Him Hell, Harry was one of them, I believe, where he played Harry S. Truman.
Oh. Okay.
That was Best Actor. And then Best Actor in a Supporting Role was Battleground. That was the 1950 one.
No, I don't think I see
No, definitely not. I haven't seen either one of these, but I was very, very impressed with James Whitmore in this movie. Like, he's so relaxed. He's so good, especially when he's working off of Jake. It breaks my heart when he has to say goodbye to that bird. Dude. Speaking of the bird, before I forget, you're already smiling. You know what I'm about to say.
Go ahead. Unless you're saying something different. I doubt it.
I'm not saying something different. So everybody was worried about the bird, because as you know, you cannot film a movie where any harm is come to animals. The bird was fine. The bird was treated well. The bird was cared for, everything. However, the Humane Society did have a problem with feeding a live maggot to the bird.
Oh, God.
And therefore, production had to be stopped. And they had a bucket of maggots. And they had to wait for one of those maggots to die of natural causes. And that is the maggot that is in the movie.
3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours of waiting. Yeah.
That is one expensive maggot.
Here's
See
the
what I
thing.
mean? Humane Society, you guys fucking up, man.
Here's the thing. I totally understand. Like, I am glad that you guys are on set to make sure the bird is okay and that dogs are okay and whatever animals you guys use. I get it. But when it comes to nature eating its own prey, I have no problem with you feeding a live maggot, which are the grossest fucking things, and those should not be saved. They're gross. And they turn into flies, and who likes flies? Nobody. Okay? Nobody likes flies. They're not good. They're not like bees that pollinate shit. They're nothing. They're just shit flies. I understand you can feed a real one to a fucking bird.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
But everything else, I understand why you're there, because we have, what was that fucking...
What?
I almost said Hall & Oates. But I know
Just
that's...
more Hall & Oates.
No, the movie about the dogs and the cats.
Dogs and cats?
No.
The Truth About Dogs and
But
Cats?
it was like some 80s like kid movie, and they like
Teen Wolf.
killed a bunch of cats and dogs like on set trying to like
Cemetery.
make them do things.
Oh shit.
And that is why like the animal like
Oh, wow. No, I did
society
not know
is
that.
there to like make sure that you're not just
Don't tell me what movie it is because I may like that movie
you
and I don't
probably
want to
do.
know.
You probably do. I won't say it.
I don't want
What's
to
the name of the
know.
movie? I want to. Like,
I'll tell you later.
Like write it down on a piece of paper and like, slide it on and shit.
Yeah.
Don't incriminate yourself.
And there was also a documentary that had these like squirrels or something like that they said like, oh, they
Robin tries to kill a squirrel every morning.
I know she does. She's not fast enough. But like they were like jumping off of a bridge or like a cliff or something like that to their deaths, and that was just like what they did. And this was like an old 60s or 70s like documentary, but really they were like throwing these animals like off to like their deaths. So
Wow.
I understand why you have these animal people on set because I wouldn't want that to happen. But there's just where's the line? Where's the line? The bird needs to eat. If it's alive or dead, it's gonna eat it.
Mm-hmm. Either way, James Whitmore did a hell of a job. I think he should have been nominated for this movie.
Best supporting.
Best supporting.
Well, I don't know. It depends
Well,
on how
I-
much screen time he had.
No,
He had a
it
lot.
It doesn't matter.
He had a
Fucking
fair
Anne
amount.
Hathaway got
Yeah,
an
Anne
Academy
Hathaway won
Award and
when she was in
5 minutes.
Yeah,
For what?
Les Mis.
for Les Mis.
You know I don't like that, so I don't know how long.
She shaved her head.
She was literally on screen for 5 minutes. That's it.
I've heard some.
Don't get
of
me
the
wrong, I
songs
liked her
from that.
performance, but she was
I
on
did-
screen for 5 minutes.
Like I
There was
said, I
a
did
lot of
watch the
supporting
movie,
actors in that movie.
but I did watch her singing, and no, Russell Crowe, no.
No.
I do like the idea that they had them sing live, but only do that.
They ain't in this movie. Don't
Do that on Dreamgirls, where everybody's a real singer. That's when you're like, you know what? Let's just do it.
More than
Oh my
you.
god!
It is more than me.
I dreamed about that drink the other day too. No matter what we are a family. Okay.
Take it away, Ashley.
Oh, I thought she was coming.
All right, so
Um,
we're down to our top two actors. God, come in, God. We're going to talk about Mr. Morgan Freeman. And we've already talked about Morgan Freeman. Have we talked about Morgan Freeman?
lean on me.
Yes, we did. Yes,
when
we
you're
did.
not strong, and I'll be your friend. Yes, we did. And we talked about his fucking
carry on.
And I knew this was not going to be his last movie because
Oh, hell no,
it's
he's
fucking
been in
Morgan
everything.
Freeman.
It's Morgan Freeman.
And everything.
Can I tell you who?
Who the fuck were they trying to cast in this besides Morgan Freeman?
Danny Glover.
Okay. So Red in the book, he is not Morgan Freeman. He's not black. He is an Irish man
An Irishman.
with red hair,
It's my island.
aka they play homage to this, a nod to this in the book or in the movie when Andy asks Red, like, why do they call you Red? He's like, I don't know, maybe because I'm Irish. And that's a nod to Red, the real Irish man in the book.
Okay.
But in this movie,
Thought he was just Redbone.
there were some people, I know, that also would make more sense. There's black
Them-
redheads. They could have made him
freckles.
They could have made him red.
They could have.
Yeah, they did that to Denzel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Nice.
Malcolm X. You like that?
See, those of you listening don't know what she just did.
But you on YouTube,
Those of you watching.
you know what's up. So here are some of the people that they were thinking about casting for Red.
Okay.
Gene Hackman,
I mean, I like him.
Robert Duvall,
I like him.
I like it more.
Paul Newman,
Ooh.
Robert Redford,
Damn. No, because he already did The Castle with him and James Gandolfini,
okay,
which is a great fucking movie also.
Harrison Ford,
No.
No.
and Clint Eastwood.
Maybe.
Clint Eastwood also
Hard maybe.
he
A
has
hard maybe because he probably would have played it a certain way.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Clint
would have
Eastwood
lacked the
could.
compassion.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
I don't know if he would have brought the empathy that Red requires.
this is true. But when I think of Clint Eastwood in Prison Breaks, I think of Escape from
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, where he was young.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. That's just mine. But
Only one they're missing is Sean Connery. Who also did a Prison Break movie already.
That's true.
The Rock.
The Rock.
But I've.
Isn't that Ed Harris in that?
Wait, but he's
Ed Harris and Nicolas
And
Cage.
Nick Cage.
he's
yep.
Scottish, right?
Yeah. Losers
In real life?
complain about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah.
Carla was the prom queen. Really?
So
Okay, I'm sorry. Hey, you're the one that refilled my drink.
you're the one who spilled your drink.
It was already empty.
Well, you
You're
brought
lucky,
it,
Anderson.
You brought
the
it
cup
to me.
was empty.
Yeah.
Name that movie.
If
If you said Mr. Anderson?
No, I said you're lucky, Anderson.
Oh,
The
Anderson.
cup was empty.
Not the Matrix, is it?
It is not. I'll tell you who says it. Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil,
Uncle Phil.
you said it's a movie
It's a movie.
The Fresh Prince movie?
No.
coming soon.
Couple of white boys. 80s movie.
Weekend at Bernie's?
No, that's a 90s movie. That's a late 80s movie.
I was like, the first one was the 80s. Okay, I don't know. I gave up.
License to Drive. Corey Haim, Corey Feldman.
Oh, I haven't watched that in like
Corey's.
Yeah.
20 years.
I don't believe in clipboards. Wha- what I believe in is my cup of coffee.
So somebody else that they wanted, other than these people,
Other than all the white men?
all these white men, they wanted someone with the voice of God.
Nice.
Okay, so another person that I don't know how you feel about this one. Right before we get to Morgan Freeman, they were thinking about Sidney Poitier.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
I kind of wish they did because that would have blew him up.
I fucks with you.
I
Yeah.
fucks with that too.
Yeah.
All the men that are named for Red, for the most part, I can see that going. I can see that. Mm-hmm. They're all really great men, and it would have been a different spin on each of them, but I think that it would have still been good. So yeah, they passed all of them, and they got Morgan Freeman.
I love it.
He
I
didn't
think they made the right choice.
He didn't even know what he was reading for. He read the script, and he was like, "I'll take anything."
Really?
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, you don't know you're reading for Red," and he's like, "Oh my god, this is like this is my shit." Like
I'm
he
reading
was
for
super
Red?
happy. Yeah.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah. So this put Morgan Freeman in being like one of the most amazing narrators of our time.
That's when
That's
started
when
getting all that voiceover work.
Yep. They were like, "Come on." Shawshank.
Morgan Freeman setting.
started.
I wish I could have a setting that changed my voice. That would be one that I'd want.
Can we do all Audible books Morgan Freeman style?
Yes.
Like, can you imagine if there was a setting for like OnStar
Yeah.
or Google
Surrey,
Maps?
I want Surrey to fucking say like,
Siri, hey Morgan,
yes.
what's the capital of such and such?
Do your Morgan voice again.
I can't do a Morgan voice.
Yours is better than mine. I hear you trying.
I just do it the way that I remember hearing it in the movie. I can't improvise Morgan Freeman's voice.
That's
Well,
a
you-
hard
That's
voice.
God.
Do you want to know who might be able to?
Who?
Well, okay, so in this movie, when you look at Morgan Freeman, young Morgan Freeman's mugshot,
That's right.
his mugshot is a picture of his actual son.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you might look at it and be like, that kind of looks like that. That guy kind of looks like what he probably looked like when he was young. Mm-hmm. Since we don't know what Morgan Freeman looked like when he was young because he was
They
born
didn't take
old.
pictures back then.
There was no camera back then, man. Morgan Freeman. They had to like stitch it in stone and shit. That's how old Morgan Freeman is. But his son is the picture in this movie for the mugshot.
He's a dick.
Morgan, I love you so much. But his son is actually in this movie as well.
Is he?
He is. So when Andy gets off the bus and he's walking to Shawshank for the first time, and you have this black guy who's there, he's like, "Ooh yeah, fresh fish." He's like catcalling him.
I remember that.
That's Morgan Freeman's son.
That's Morgan Freeman's son, huh?
He's also worked with him on Seven and a couple other Morgan Freeman movies, but he has his own little career going as well.
Gotcha.
And I hope they do the Morgan Freeman movie so we can actually know how old this fool is and his son. plays him.
Seriously. How many times have they faked his death?
Oh, I feel like he has the most fake deaths that when he really dies,
Next to Tupac.
nobody. But when he really does die, no one's gonna believe it. Like I'm gonna have to check multiple sites. 'Cause I'm not
it's
gonna
like,
believe
I
it.
call bullshit.
I'm like, really? No, really?
Well, we're there.
Can I give you another red? Wait, I'm not done with red. You're gonna like this one.
We had an agreement.
So, do you want to know why Red is in jail?
Why is it?
Because he
That's
didn't
true.
do it.
Lawyer fucked him.
Yeah.
Want to know why
Everybody's
Red is in
innocent,
jail?
don't you know that?
So Red is in jail for killing his wife,
Ah,
the neighbor's wife, and the neighbor's son by cutting his wife's brakes of her car so he can collect on the insurance money. But he did not plan on having the neighbors in the car. So he's like really fucking torn up about that. And so that's why Red is in jail. I don't know. I don't know if that changes your feeling on him.
so he was planning on killing his wife.
Yeah.
And collecting the insurance money.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's only something that you would know in the book.
In the book.
Because it's not divulged in the movie.
It's not. So there's a little fun fact on.
Yeah.
If
What do
ever
you
wonder-
really want to know? You want to know if I'm sorry? Well, are you? There's not a day that goes by that I don't feel regret.
I mean, especially you killed a baby. Like you got to feel bad if you killed a little kid.
Yeah. Not because I'm in here. But because of you.
Yeah.
Just think of that young man. I want to talk to him.
And tell him like, just divorce the bitch. You don't gotta kill the bitch. All right, one more on Red before we move on. Red's cell number is 237.
No shit. Nice.
And for people who don't know about these lucky numbers, 237, that is the shining numbers of the hotel, the room that they stayed in, which is also a Stephen King nod. I feel like all last month we kind of had those Easter eggs in the movies.
there was a lot of them last month.
But this one is not a scary movie in the slightest and definitely has that as a nice little nod to The Shining.
That's cool. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. I'm going to start putting that number in everything, even if it has nothing to do with The Shining, just because people will think about it.
They will trip out.
They'll trip out. Yeah, they'll be like, oh my
A little
God.
bit.
She knows.
Yes. Okay, so what do we do?
I have talked about Tim Robbins before, but you wasn't here.
That is true. That is true. It was on your Kevin Costner
You were
day.
on hiatus from that one. That was me and Mr. Ken Rosando.
Yes. So
I
you
missed
wanna-
that dude. I hope I see him this weekend.
So-
Ken, if you're listening,
Yeah.
I'll see you Saturday, man.
I'll see you Saturday, man. I got some $5 milkshakes I'm gonna be making for Jason's birthday.
Oh, and he really wanted one too.
Oh, and he was on that episode too. He was Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction.
Absolutely. So Tim Robbins, we talked about him on the episode where we covered Bull Durham.
Yes.
However, I got drunk real fast that day.
They had a flight of beer, so
We had a flight and some chili dogs and some homemade French fries. It was a good episode.
Ooh,
It was a tasty episode.
yes.
So, Tim Robbins. This makes me wonder what Z for the people you have. Does it have to do with Tim Robbins?
No, should it?
Possibly,
Damn, bitch! Why didn't you tell me to look this shit up?
because I didn't think of it until just now.
Don't worry, because we will definitely do Mystic River, which is one of my favorite, and that's
Okay.
also a Clint Eastwood movie.
What about Nothing to Lose?
Nothing to Lose. We could do
The Player.
The Player. Is that the one with Martin? What's the one with Martin?
That's Nothing to Lose.
Nothing to Lose is that one. That's right.
Or that might be Nothing But Trouble. I
Nothing
can't
But
remember.
Trouble.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is.
So I love that one because you know what I like about that one? When they both fight over who is scarier.
Yeah.
And they got Blue behind the register. Blue from Old School.
Yeah,
It's
from
like,
Old School.
I thought you were very scary.
Yeah, you can't scare Blues ass.
This man made me believe that if I moved, he would shoot off my ass.
So he wasn't alone on. He was not, the first pick for this movie.
No.
Like you said, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise was an idea.
But here's one that I would love to see.
Okay.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
I could totally see him do it, especially opposite of Morgan Freeman. That would be like the best movie in the world.
Have they worked opposite of each other? I think they have.
I can't think of it.
That's an expensive cast.
See, if they would have did it back in, then yes. But Tom Hanks passed to do Forrest Gump. Get out of the fucking- don't say it the way you know I'm going to say it. Yeah, Forrest Gump. And there was another person who also
Oh shit.
went out for this role. Kevin Costner.
Oh, Mr. Dances with Wolves himself.
So, Alex, if you don't know, Zenobia has an issue with Mr. Costner.
Mm-hmm.
She don't like him.
That's why I wasn't on that episode.
That's why she wasn't on the Bull
Did you
Durham
not
episode.
shake your hand?
She
when
don't
you
like
were
him.
young or something?
She just don't like him.
Just don't like
Never
him.
met
Hey,
the man.
sometimes all you gotta do is show up to
If
them.
if I meet him, I will be very polite and nice because that's how my mama raised me.
before you punch him in the face.
Well, I mean, he said something about my mama. Yeah, I'm gonna
Punch him in the face, Ed.
But Kevin Costner passed us up to do Waterworld, which is a sucky ass movie, and I'm
Which was
happy he
a
did that.
bad career move.
I'm glad he did that. Other than this, because this movie would not be on our list if Kevin Costner did. Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
young,
I
I
don't know
think.
if I can get behind that one.
He begged to play this role of Andy. He even said that he would go for minimum wage, actor's minimum wage, to do this fucking role.
Wow.
Yeah. Matthew Broderick. I can't see that, but I'm not against it. They also were looking at Jeff Bridges.
Ooh.
That I can see.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I would like
However,
that
Jeff
one.
Bridges
I
is
feel like
a
he's too
man's
old.
man. I feel like he's too masculine to play this part.
I feel like
Nothing
he's
against
too
Tim
old.
Robbins, but he's got a face
Yeah.
similar to who the hell did we just say? Matthew Broderick.
I feel like
Both of them would have, trouble in prison.
I feel like Jeff
Get
Bridges
raped and shit in prison
Jeff Bridges is like fucking Morgan Freeman. Like he's just been old
forever.
forever. I just feel like he's too old.
And isn't he taller too?
Well,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
6 something up there.
look at fucking Tim. That dude is fucking tall, right? Okay.
Yeah, he's tall.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah, Tim Robbins is very tall. He's like 6'3", I want to say. Something like that.
We also have one of Lenny's favorites, Nikki C, aka Nicolas Cage, and Johnny Depp.
No.
Yeah, I more feel like I would pick somebody from Red's category over Andy's category to play these roles, but in the end, they got the shit right. So
Yeah,
I
it
am
worked.
happy
I'm
on
not up into
that.
Okay. Well, I know you got a Z for the people, but I would like to mention something about Tim Robbins.
Do it.
He is the artistic director and a member of the board for the Actors Gang Theater.
Okay.
And what this is they teach acting classes to prison inmates.
Why didn't you tell me
I'm
this?
sorry.
Mine, the one I
It
have is
didn't
good,
strike
too.
my mind until right now. But in doing so, they have had a very high success rate of these inmates who do take these acting classes inside the prison, and they are so much percentage more likely to not relapse and go back, end up back in prison.
And I did see an interview with him talking about how he does work in prisons and stuff like that. But I
This
didn't
did
know
not
anything-
enter my mind until just now when we were talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I saw this documentary like 10 years ago.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. I look in these docs. Can I give you a fun fact? I mean, obviously,
I
if
feel
you
like
want
it's a sad fact, but yeah.
fun fact, this
There you
was
go.
fun. Okay, so Tim Robbins, obviously, if you want to know some more about him, and obviously, I'm gonna have to do the same thing. Listen to the Bull Durham Field of Dreams episode. But do you know?
That he was in Howard the Duck? Yes, I do.
Of course you do. Do you know what was in that tunnel of shit?
I do!
What was it?
Tell the people.
Oh,
It was chocolate syrup, water, and hay.
Yeah. Or like sawdust.
Sawdust to make it look like it's. And they said still to this day, it smells like chocolate down there.
no.
No? You don't want chocolate? You don't like chocolate?
I mean, depends if it's white chocolate, yes, but if it's dark
Ew,
chocolate,
you're like a
We
very
gonna make
weird.
s'mores using white chocolate.
That's weird. I'm not down for that. But it
Nah.
makes him crawling through shit sound a lot better if
Yeah.
you think it's.
I mean, he still puked inside the tunnel.
True.
But they had a scientist analyze the water that he falls into, and
Yes.
it was still toxic, so toxic that they said that you could die from consuming too much of it.
He was like, you know what? Just have a hot ass shower nearby and let's just get this done in like one take, dude. Let's just hit it and quit it. And he did it. So when he's feeling free, he's like, yes,
stripping off all that nastiness.
And they get cut, and he like fucking ran into a hut and he was scrubbing the shit out of himself.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, and he had to chill there till they yelled fucking action for him to come out.
Well, I'm sure they made it like instantly because it was just.
I'm sure everything was ready, and then they put him in that water. But I'm out.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, you guys ready? Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies, so I have a lot of fun facts. Okay, so here we go. Tommy.
And I'm also out of my drink.
Tommy, do you want another one?
No.
Okay, so Tommy had for an audition for this movie a young Brad Pitt who passed on it to do Interview with a Vampire.
Good move.
Good move. I love Interview with a Vampire.
You are a killer, Louis.
But I would like to kind of see him in this. I think he would have done a good job.
I think he would have done a great job.
This movie is IMDb's #1 movie rated on their website. So I am not the only one who loves this fucking movie.
Nope.
IMDb raves it more than fucking Rotten Tomatoes ass. Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes. We need Rotten Zenobia, and she tells the truth.
Nobody needs a Rotten Zenobia.
That's true.
You didn't think that one through, did you?
Ripe Zenobia.
There you go.
So this movie was nominated.
Take a bite.
Take a bite. So this movie was nominated for 7 awards and won 0.
Damn.
So no Oscars for this movie.
The big goose egg.
It made the majority of its money once it was nominated for Oscars, and it came back into the theater and made the $10 million.
Yeah.
In there at that time.
Not too many re-releases can do that.
Not too many.
Right.
So, did you know that our director made a cameo in this movie?
I did not. Where's he at?
Frank is the cameo. He does the close-up of Andy's hands when he's loading the revolver at the beginning while he's waiting outside his lady's dude's house. Mm-hmm. And he also does... The golf pro. He also is the hands that is carving Andy's name into the cell when the rock falls out.
Gotcha.
That is also Frank's hand. He did this in post-production because he said that no one could do it exactly the way he wanted it.
I get that.
So, he is the hand. So, we get to see him twice in this movie.
I do get that.
This fact is really fucking funny, and I'm excited to tell you this one. So, there's different names for this movie in different parts of the world, right?
Okay.
So, some of these names are the Wings of Freedom. In Italy, that's what it's known as.
What the hell?
And in Finland, it is known as Rita Hayward and the Key of Escape. Keys of Escape.
Where's that at?
Finland.
Okay.
And then we have, in Spain, Life in Prison.
Okay.
Except no one spends life in prison. And in Taiwan, this is my fucking favorite, okay? 1995 Fantastic.
What does that have to do with the movie?
1995 Fantastic,
Okay.
bitch. That's a thing. If you go to Taiwan and you want to talk about Shawshank Redemption, be like, have you
gotta
ever
talk
seen
about
1995
Fantastic?
Fantastic.
Wow.
You're like, that's my fucking favorite. That's high rated on IMDb. All right, so this is gonna be my last fact, but it's probably answers a lot of questions of why this movie is so big.
Okay.
So, TNT bought this movie, okay, back in the day, and they bought it for real cheap because when you buy movies to play on network TV, it goes off of box office money. And as we talked about, this didn't make any money. So they got it for extremely cheap.
Damn.
And so Ted Turner, who owns TNT and CBS and a bunch of other, not CBS, CBS, and a bunch of other like shit like that, wanted to have quality movies on his channel. So he bought up a bunch of movies, and this was one of them. And he constantly played it over and over and over on TNT, and like it just blew up because it's on every weekend. It's on almost every day. It's on all the time. And by doing this, it grew its money a lot faster than it did when it was in the theater.
Okay.
And it even...
That's probably when I first saw it.
I don't remember going to the theater, so yes, I'm going to say TNT opened my eyes up to this movie. And it also created a term called Shawshanked.
Nice.
Which means anytime you watch a movie, you see a movie that when you turn it on, you can't stop watching it no matter what part of the movie that you started in. You get Shawshanked and you're stuck finishing the movie.
Nice.
Also, like Forrest Gump, like we said, that's another movie that no matter what time in part you come in on, you're going to finish it until the fucking end.
Yeah.
You getting Shawshanked.
Have you ever done that? Like you're like on your way out, like you stopped in for something and
I've been
you're leaving
late.
the house and like, all right, y'all, oh shit, y'all watching Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Watch. Oh,
this is my part.
Check this part. Yeah.
Forrest Gump.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
And then you just sit down, you start sitting down on the arm of the couch.
Before you know you're on the couch.
Yeah, before you know it, you're on the couch and you got a blanket over you and you're
Shoes
just
are off.
chilling.
Mm-hmm. You're like, man.
Eventually,
I guess I don't need to go to that birthday
I don't
party.
got to go to work tonight, man. You know, I got some sick time saved up.
Saved up. Well, when that happens to you, you can be like, damn it, I was Shawshanked.
I got Shawshanked.
I got Shawshanked. All because of this wonderful movie that we talked about today.
I got you.
Yeah.
Alex, have you ever been Shawshanked?
Not that I can remember, no.
You don't have a movie that, like, when it's on, you just... Stephen King calls it a bubblegum shoe because when the movie comes on, you get stuck to your spot. So that's another Shawshank reference. So I am, as I can see out of fun facts, and so you know what time it be. It is
Long
time.
past.
It is time for Z for the people.
I'm curious. I'm curious what you chose.
Well, I remember finding a charity when we did The Shining, but when I looked back on my notebooks, I couldn't find the one I was talking about. So I found this one.
Okay.
It's called Books Inside, and it helps prisoners get books. So they help grow prison libraries, and it started in Utah by getting donations from thrift stores and Rotary clubs, and soon people heard about it from word of mouth, and people would just start donating books to this charity. So this all started in like 2008, and now at this point, they send over 200 boxes a year, and they mail them out to over 32 facilities in 8 states. So they're not as big as everybody else, but they're growing. And I was looking for one that Stephen King donated his books or just books in journals to prisons. And that's kind of what I was going for. And that's what I kind of found. So if you want to donate or be a part of this, go to booksinside.org. Donate your money, donate your time, donate your books. Because being in prison sucks. Whether you did it or you didn't do it, it sucks. And to help pass the time, reading The Count of Monte Cristo by fucking dumbass. We'll pass the time. We'll pass the time. So I tried to find that one as one. But I wish I would have known about the Tim one because I would have totally did that.
I'm sorry. That's my bad. I dropped that ball.
It's okay. So yeah, that's my...
We'll do that on the next Tim Robbins movie.
Yeah, because that's my Z for the people.
I guess that means we about out. Except for one little thing. Shit, I guess I gotta get ready for this, aren't you? You guys with me?
Yeah, okay, so you calm yourself. Let me tell people, please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, all those fucking Castbox, all that shit. Yeah. Send us your Hollywood Close Encounters to Lights, Camera, Cocktail. No S. Get the S out of here. And we have Jason doing his monologue from...
Yeah, since Zenobia has not seen this movie, I guess I gotta do this.
Dang, you gonna put me on B like that? Yes.
I mean, you haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie.
You can't see everything.
That's true.
All right, so you guys can be my audience. I gotta stand up for this shit. This is gonna be interesting.
Say what? Okay. All right. So we gotta.
Let's do it.
We don't have any lines, but
Next week's movie. Matter of fact, since I'm standing up, let's get these mics set up properly.
Okay.
God damn. And here we go.
Once upon a time in '95.
Haha. That's for you, babe.
Thank you. Can you reposition?
No. The fuck? What do
Can
you
you
mean?
see him?
I mean, you're lost. The fuck?
Mike just
Pause
fell
for
in-
audio.
fell into my titty.
It's a bit muffled. I'm kidding. You want to reposition or no?
Yeah.
You gotta move the whole thing. Pause for camera.
Should I move? Because I feel
No, you good.
like you.
That's fine right here. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Okay. All right.
All right. Somebody call action.
You ready over there, camera? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Action.
That don't mean I gotta start acting. Shit.
Action.
I am the world's last barman poet. I see America drinking the fabulous cocktails I make. America's getting stinking on something I stir or shake. The sex on the beach, the schnapps made from peach, the velvet hammer, the Alabama slammer. I make drinks with juice and froth, the pink squirrel, the three-toed sloth. I make drinks so sweet and snazzy, the iced tea, the kamikaze, the orgasm, the death spasm, the Singapore sling, the ding-a-ling. America, you're just devoted to every flavor I've got. But if you want to get loaded, why don't you just order a shot?
Cheers.
Bars open!
Yes, sir.
I have to say
Fire.
that turned out really good.
Give the man a rubber tortilla.
Yeah. Jason did a shot, which I don't see him do often.
No, you don't. All right, you guys. If there's no other business, that is our show.
Oh my god.
We will see you guys next week with a brand new movie and a brand new cocktail.
Oh yes.
And it's going to be an interesting one. We may, there may be some eggs involved.
Yeah, maybe be some eggs involved. Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you here next week on Lights, Camera, Cocktails.
Cocktails.
Robin, cue the music.
Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Robin, you're so cute. Dun, 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 dun.
She's like, stop, I'm trying to lick myself.